Okay, so I'm back. I'm back again with another really short video about the Antonio Brown situation. Now, sorry, I was watching the rest of Speak for Yourself, because I had to stop the other one, do that quick video before I lost the thought that I had about that, and now I got to stop again so I can, give another thought that I have about that. Sorry about the echo, and it's the I'm like moving from room to room, but Alright, so this video is going to be about Antonio Brown's time in Pittsburgh and why I believe that he started doing some of the things that he started doing during the end of his tenure there in Pittsburgh, where he was complaining about touches, where he was, social media whoring on Instagram during games or Facebook Live, whatever he was doing. And at a certain point, I don't know when, I would have to go back and I would have to look to see what could have set it off, and it could be Ben Roethlisberger. But at a certain point, Antonio Brown did not want to be in Pittsburgh anymore. Okay? Antonio Brown did not care about Pittsburgh anymore. Antonio Brown just didn't give a shit about being in Pittsburgh anymore. And it could have been after the AFC Championship game where they lost to New England, where it was the first time that they faced New England with Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger all playing at the same time. It's the first time they played that team with those highest stakes at the same time. And they fell flat. And to be honest, as long as I watched the video, DPN, go check out the channel if you've never. Great Patriot News. But he stated, and I've heard this before, and I believe it's true, that winning cures everything. All right, you can deal with somebody's personality as long as you're winning. You can deal with somebody's shortcomings as long as you're winning. You can deal with the toxic culture as long as you're winning. All right, and I think that loss, because that was supposed to be the reign of Pittsburgh right there. Before that game, people were talking about this is when their dynasty starts, and they fell flat on their face and they got destroyed in that game. And I could see that being the straw for Antonio Brown, the straw that broke the camel's back for that man. And then after that, I don't know, man. Well, no, before that, you started to see. I think that was it. That was when he fully wanted to leave, but I'm pretty sure that it kind of backtracked a little further than that. Sometimes it's like with Andrew Luck, man. I said this before. It's like with Andrew Luck. You don't just up and decide you want to go. You don't just up and decide that it's just time for me to move on. It's time for me to get out of here. It's time for me to just, be done. You don't just decide that in a split second. It's something that you fight with for weeks, for months, sometimes even years, man. This is why Ben Roethlisberger came out and said that he was thinking about retiring, because it's something he's been thinking about for a while. I mean, dude was a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He wasn't going to win any of MVP awards. It wasn't really too much that he could do in his career besides win more Super Bowls that would add to his legacy. And to be honest, Ben Roethlisberger at that point, he was already a Hall of Famer, man. And I think at that point, he was kind of fed up with the whole mundane process of it all, because they weren't winning anything. They weren't doing anything. He does not like Mike Tomlin. He does not like Mike Tomlin at all. This is why he constantly throws him under the bus. He does not like Mike Tomlin. And I'm pretty sure if he could have his choice, Bill Cowher will unretire and Pittsburgh will bring him back. But AB just in Pittsburgh, I think the reason why he started acting, because before all this stuff a couple years ago, we didn't really hear anything about Antonio Brown other than he plays well on the field. I mean, wide receivers sometimes they complain about not getting catches. They complain about not getting their numbers. But yeah, we didn't see all this goofy shit like the Facebook Live and all this other stuff until recently, like a couple years ago. I mean, we really didn't see this guy. He doesn't have a terrible off the field existence. He doesn't beat women. He doesn't abuse children. He doesn't do anything like that. He doesn't kill dogs. He doesn't do anything like that will cause people to hate this guy. I mean, but at this point, it looks like people look for any reason to hate somebody that they don't like. But Yeah, I think he just knew that his time in Pittsburgh was about to be up. I think that he was ready to move on. I believe that he didn't see a championship in Pittsburgh for him. So going somewhere else was probably a possibility, and that's when we started to see the slow decline of Antonio Brown was probably when he was fed up, man. I mean, has anybody ever felt like that, where you're in a situation you really don't want to be in anymore, or you were in a situation you didn't want to be in the first place, and you just didn't care anymore, and that carelessness affected the way that you act in certain situations. It affected the way that you interacted with certain people. I mean, I've had those situations happen before. I'm pretty sure everybody has. It's just that we don't have a camera shoved in our face 24/7. We don't have a spotlight shown on us 24/7. So we don't really, our flaws really aren't displayed like that. The only people that tell us our flaws are the people that care about us, or the people that don't like us. But for Antonio Brown, it's whoever. I mean, people that just don't even give a shit about the guy. Don't care, how well he plays. Doesn't care how terrible he acts off the field. They don't care. They're just, you have some people out there that's just willing to tell you about you that don't even fucking know you, don't care about you, don't really give a, seriously. You have people out there like that. And that's the pitfall of being a celebrity, man. Like, shit, sometimes you have people you never met before judging you. But I think that he was done in Pittsburgh, so I'm into here, man. And I think this picture is a perfect culmination of his time in Pittsburgh. That just seems like a face of a man, face in the actions of a man that just says, fuck it. So I'm good.